Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Tuesday, March 22nd. Why do we have a cheese grater down there?
That's from Diane. Okay, here it comes.
So there's a story there?
Yeah, we can talk about it later. Hi. Hi, everyone.
So, back to work, as they say. Good little week-long break. I think both of us did less work than we expected.
I took so much with me. Actually, I was pretty proud that I pared it down.
She had to.
I had to. You
The back of the car
Yeah, it was
was
filled. Absolutely filled.
Somebody asked at one point when Jeannie was talking about all the machines she was taking and the projects she was taking, how many trailers are you going to take? And when I got the car loaded without Jeannie's stuff,
you know what? This guy took a lot of stuff. I was contained.
You know, it was a vacation.
I was pretty contained.
Bike stuff, climbing stuff.
Don't you think I was pretty contained? I took 2 machines. I wanted to take an embroidery machine, but I ended up not. And I took my PQ 1500, which is really what I used the whole time. And then I took my serger, which I didn't end up using. But when I got back, I ended up doing a serger project. It was the thing that I did when I came back.
We would have had so much more room without the serger.
He's kind of bulky. He does. He kind of takes up some room.
Well, and there's so many like things on the serger that can be broken. So, yeah. So anyways, back from vacation. We'll be digging out today. Good morning, everybody. So I did not listen to voicemails left on Friday, or if it was like late in the day on Thursday, your voicemails did not get listened to. I will listen to those today. And we'll try to get everybody back to everybody today and tomorrow. Store is back to normal hours. I need to talk to Christine because we are totally caught up on sewing machines. Like, we have some problem sewing machines and some sewing machines that we're getting parts for, but we are within a week. So if you were waiting till we got back to get your sewing machines done, it was a good week to do that. Vacuums look like we still have a handful of days left. But what kind of updates do you have?
I think I have updates. So we had our sew along yesterday, which I thought was really, really great. We only went an hour.
How did you do it? Because it looked like you did it to YouTube.
No, I wasn't able to figure it out.
It was posted to YouTube, though.
No, it wasn't.
Or did you post a recorded video to
I
YouTube?
did another video.
Okay.
I did, and I was like, what magical force created that? No, I really wanted to post it to Facebook and YouTube. I wanted to simulcast like what we're doing right now, but I couldn't figure it out, and Patrick wasn't home. And
I was trying to walk her through it, and then she just got to the point where she was like, this is all too complicated and too stressful.
It was too complicated. It was like video capture, audio capture. What
like
window
the
are
same
you
thing
on?
we've done every day for like 2 years.
Yeah, but it's never been set up on mine. So there's only a couple buttons to hit on this, but it's never been set up on mine. And so if you were wanting to watch it on YouTube, I apologize. But next week, I'll have my IT guy back, and then he'll be able to set it up for me, right? Yeah, we're tired still. I don't
was
know
like,
why.
I was telling the guys, like, I need one more day to recover.
Yeah, we need a vacation from the vacation. Violet, of course, gave me her cold, and so I was sick the entire break.
I felt like you were like sickest just like in the last handful of days.
But now I think I even sound better from yesterday. I feel a little bit better. Like I was I was snoring all break. Right?
I kept going. I was punching you in the butt. Like, I was like, hey, stop. And then she'd roll over and stop snoring. So
Yeah. So
way too much eating.
oh my goodness. We ate so well, I lived on is it Sudafed?
Yes.
Sudafed and like Dayquil and NyQuil. So I was okay to go out for like a hike, and then the eating fest would begin. And we went to Vegas is our favorite because we have stomping grounds when we go there. We went out for sushi one night, so there's a place there called Sushi Fever. If you ever go, it's
Dan's like, I guess that wasn't all you could eat.
I can't believe, like, we'll go, and usually, Violet and I will go, and we eat and eat and eat, and it'll be expensive. Like, we'll end up spending like $150.
There were 10 of us.
There were 10 of us, and it was really, really, really expensive. When I saw the bill, I was like, whoa, because we just kept ordering and ordering. But Sushi Fever, and then some of you saw my post. There's a place there's a place that does, it's a Korean dessert, and it's called Pat Bingsu, and it's
Bungabong, the fish.
Yeah, what's that called? I don't even know what it's called.
Bungabong.
Bungabong.
Bungabong. Boong, BOONG, UH, bong, BANG.
Pungabong. Pungabong, probably.
Bungabong.
So, but it's shaved ice. So we went and had that like super huge dinner, and then we went and got shaved ice, and it was so busy.
And then Jeannie got home and served all the pastries that we had bought.
Yeah, and Patrick didn't even know. He's like, I didn't even get any. We ate. I don't know where he was.
Well, then I come home like 2 days later because she buys more pastries. And I walk inside. We go for an early mountain bike ride. And we get home. It's like breakfast time. It's like 9:30. And we walk in, and it was like a record skipped. It was like, and everybody looks over at the door. And I'm like, what's going on? And they had almost eaten all the pastries again.
They're so good. They're so good. Vegas for us that's like, we go down there. It's food. The food, because there's so much to choose from. There's just so much food. Everything that you want.
Everybody's got that city that they say has the best food. No, it's Vegas. It's Vegas.
I have favorite places in New York.
Yeah, but still, it's Vegas.
It's Vegas.
It's like, to have a street like Spring Mountain with like 3.5 miles where there's got to be 400 restaurants and they're all amazing.
And they're all like, how do you compete when you're down there? How do you do it? It's just must be impossible.
So it was a great trip. We had a good time. So I don't know if I have that much more to talk about, although I do have a lot of work to do. Like I said, we'll be digging out over the next couple of days for certain. If you did leave a message in the back half of the week, I will listen to those today and this evening and get back to you. I'm
playing
from
catch
like
up
4
too.
o'clock on Thursday, and then Friday I just didn't call people back because we were going to be back in the store today. There was nothing we could do between now and then. The boys are within a week. Like if you brought me a machine, it'd go on the bench. So great time to get machines done. Now, if you do have a machine here and you haven't heard from us, give me today to talk to the guys. Because when I walked in and I saw the rack and that the fact that, because they had told me last week that they thought they'd be totally caught up, the fact that there were machines in the rack, they did say, hey, we've got some problem machines or machines that need parts or something like that. So, so give me today to figure out what's going on. And if yours is one of those machines, you'll hear from us today. Like I said, vacuums do remain a couple of days out. I think vacuums were pretty busy. I'm sure we'll hear some stories from the boys as to what, the 11 to 1 o'clock hours brought. Have you even really looked at online orders?
No. So, that is, that's on the plate today. It's going to be a day of catch up for us, for sure. And let's just talk about
It's going to be a catch-up week, I think.
It's going to be a catch-up week for us. So let's just talk about some of the stuff that's on the agenda, though. Let me go ahead and... I'm putting up a deal of the day right now. That's what I was doing. So some of you have seen Michelle's... you've seen her Technic Tuesday, where she shows you the bi-level foot. Hey, do you have anything else to... Why don't you do the giveaway? And then Michelle and I can talk about classes and stuff that's coming up and what we worked on.
So we finished the week before we left with the giveaway. And
here. It's our giveaway that keeps on giving.
Miss Terry Brantley, who is not a quilter, had essentially said the advanced quilting software is going to be lost on me.
Key. Oh wait, is this it?
Somebody's out front. Oh, FedEx.
Here, Michelle.
Do you know which key?
I don't.
Here.
It's one of these.
Is it the pretty purple one?
No.
It's one of those, and I think it's the right hand one.
My keychain you always know, because I have
But
something on.
So we are going to re-give away the advanced quilt software. I can't even remember what the question was. Was it our question about St. George? I don't think so.
I have questions for you this week.
So
I went into one quilt shop because I ran out of Best Press and I didn't travel with my big bottle. I went into, I think it was like called Quilt Works, and
it was definitely not Quilt Works.
I couldn't believe how many quilt stores there were down there. I mean, there were probably
40.
No, there were probably like 6 or 7 or
no, there were more than that. Like
10?
when you looked it up.
Maybe there were 10 of them down there, and I mean, how big is St. George? Is it bigger than? Is it?
No, it's like 80,000 people.
So it's what, like a sixth of our size. Let's say a fifth of our size. What,
and like
80,000?
four times more quilt
Yeah,
stores.
there were a lot of quilt stores down there, and I wanted to go, but seriously, I was just like, it's all I could do to just get up and.
It was a great vacation. I could barely get out of bed.
I could barely get, I'd feel like okay for like the middle of the day, and then I just didn't feel well all day.
We did some cool stuff though.
We did. I mean, we did those hikes in the Narrows.
The slot canyon was
and that
super
was
cool.
But we thought in the beginning it was storming so hard. We were like it was so gusty, and it started to rain.
It was looking crazy. It was like really dark, and you could see that it was raining like 10 or 15 miles away, and then
we thought,
it
is
just cleared up.
Is this a bad idea?
To hike a slot canyon in a storm?
But it turned out it was amazing, and I felt like we had it all to ourselves.
What is your favorite quilting pattern or any sewing pattern?
Oh yeah, let's see if we'll talk about those results from that.
Did we take lots of pictures? We took some for sure.
All of food. I actually
Yeah, Jeannie
did
was
take some
taking
pictures
pictures
of the family.
of food. We might actually do a Christmas card this year.
Every year we go. I want to do a Christmas.
A couple
card.
years she's done Christmas cards and then just never sent them out.
1 year. I did them.
Wow, Don Barnett
Don Barnett.
answered the question. Don Barnett, you are winning the advanced quilting software. Very nice.
Her answer. Share her answer.
And her answer, well, they can see it, but the turning 20 pattern and the binding tool was her answer. So,
When you
second
say
giveaway.
the binding tool, which binding tool? Like, which is your binding tool? I'd be interested to know, like, which binding tool you love. Maybe that's something we have to carry.
And then the runner-up giveaway is going to be the lazy girl. The lazy girl.
How cute is this pattern?
Sweet
I love
Pea
this.
Pod zip pouches. Hey, does anybody know how to repair a hidden zipper? I had one of my favorite pair of bike shorts.
I want to do it.
The hidden zipper in the pocket, like one side came out, and I'm sure I could like bend it open and like put the zipper pull on and then kind of squeeze it shut.
So did the zipper pull come off?
The zipper pull is half off.
How come you didn't ask me?
Because I know you well enough to be like, I'm not fixing that for you.
I hate zippers. Like zippers in constructive clothing. It's like, it's almost, who wants to do that? That's no fun.
So
It's hard.
the company Nerona, like actually sends those like click zippers where you pull the zipper down, like the zipper arrives and it's open and you can put the zipper on and then it just clicks shut.
I didn't know that.
And then it's done. But it's a hidden zipper. So the zipper, rather than kind of crunching down like this, it's like the zipper sits on the inside of the zipper. So I'm like, do they make a click zipper for that too? I don't know.
It's an invisible zipper?
It's an invisible zipper. Like when the pocket is closed, you can't really see
pattern. That. I wonder if it's on the site. Maybe you'll be the winner, Anna.
Oh, look, Ann Scott. No, like crazy, shipping experience.
That's what happens when you go UPS.
Let's do the giveaway, and that way I can get back and
Anna
figure
wants
out what's
this
going
pattern.
on.
Anna, channel your inner winner. Say, I do deserve to win that pattern. I do deserve to win that. Well, I guess Shelly Sonder deserved to win it a little bit.
Well, she answered the question as well. Favorite pattern, Anita Good Design, Cherry Blossom, and Kimberbell Pop Rulers. Couldn't live without those.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
It must have been a two-part question, which is the product and the pattern that you can't live without. So I'm going to get to work.
Hey, Michelle.
Be gentle with us today. We're going to be working to catch up.
Are we so needy? I feel like we're always like, oh, be gentle. Oh, don't come in today. Oh, we're so needy.
All right. Thanks, ladies. Good to see you. And I'm sure we'll see you guys this week. Bye.
So we have some stuff to show you because, Michelle is a creative tsunami. And so she was working this week, and I think some of you saw some of her pictures posted. Here she comes. And I do want to talk to you about the deal of the day because I think a lot of you have seen her videos posted. Let's talk about this first.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
So this is the deal of the day. I just sent it in to Christine. So if you want to go on the website and get it, it's under By Level Foot, and that's BI-LEVEL. And there is a right and a left.
Yes,
Do
and
you
I
want to
showed-
talk about these two
Yes,
feet?
I actually showed them in the classes this weekend. These are a little bit different in that I love them for doing things like straps, but in the Buttercup class, we actually used it for putting the binding on. And you have a larger surface of the foot. The large surface of the foot is shorter than the toe. The toe is actually deeper. So the short part.
Wait, can you explain that again?
Yeah, it.
So the large surface meaning that it's nice and long.
It's nice and long, and it's. I would get one upside down here. Maybe I could get it to show up. But it has like a toe on one side that's deeper, and that toe actually rides along the edge. And it allows you to get a perfect 1/8 inch seam
I
allowance.
wonder if
Or
they can see it like.
let's see.
Do you see that? I think you can see it.
Let me see.
how the.
I'll do my magic here.
See how the.
Got it.
The one side is.
All right, so the one side of the toe is deeper. Maybe from the side like this, I can do it. Nope, it still doesn't look very.
Okay, where's our? Where there?
There we go. All right, so now
focus.
tilt it up just a little bit. All right, so this part of the foot is flat.
Yeah, I know. There we go.
The wide part of the foot is flat. So that would be like sitting on top of my binding or on the top of my strap. The toe is deeper, so it can ride along the edge of your strap
There we
or
go.
the edge of your binding. So it doesn't allow you to really veer over. It stays there. You can't hardly move over. So what it does is keeps your seams really straight. The reason there's a right and a left is if you don't want your fabric to pucker, if you don't want your straps to twist,
See how
you
it
go
just
the same
rides
direction.
next to it?
So that means on the other side, you put the left or the right side on.
It'll just give you
It's
kind
just
of like a
skims.
guide. Yeah, it
Yeah,
skims.
and then with the 1/2 inch binding, it was perfect because this part of the foot's about a 1/2 inch wide. So this part actually sat on the binding itself, and then this part ran alongside of it. So
you use yours to put the binding on, to
yeah.
do your straps. And what I thought it was interesting that Michelle talked about is I was like, well, why get two of them? Why not just ride it up on one side and then
down
flip
the
it
other.
and do it on the other side?
there's a reason for that, and that is because fabric moves. No matter how well you have it stabilized, it's still going to have movement to it. And what happens on straps is you'll be going along, and you think, oh, I pressed this so well. And all of a sudden you look behind your sewing machine and your strap has twisted. It's because the fabric's shifted. So if you go down one side and instead of turning it around and going up the other side, you just pop the other foot on and you go down in the same direction, and then your straps are perfectly flat.
Yeah, because I think you told me it'll make it curve.
Yeah, it curves if you go one.
That the foot, if you use that
Yeah.
same foot, it'll curve on one side.
It does. If
And
you-
I've had that happen. I've done a
we all
strap
have.
where it's curved.
Yeah, we all have. And then on the binding, it was really nice because we were able to get in really close and to have nice top stitching on our binding because we did top stitching on
So
that.
these are normally $59.99 and they're on the website at half off right now. So they're $29.99. It's
That
kind
is
of
a
like
fabulous buy. I
buy
think
one, get one free.
It's one of those that you should always have in your arsenal no matter what kind of sewing you do, whether it's quilting, because who doesn't? I mean, I do binding and I don't do handwork, but I do binding, and depending on how I do the binding, I might just have a top stitching edge on it. So
I did a ton of binding this weekend. I was like, I didn't do anything, but I think I finished the binding on 4 projects, and you know how long that can take.
yeah,
It's not always fast.
I don't know. I'm pretty fast. I get things bound pretty fast. All right, so upcoming classes. Are we ready?
You
So
ready, ladies?
Some of you may have been following along during the week this week on my Facebook page as I was sharing photo stitches.
Look at that. Go ahead and tell them about
So photo
this.
stitch is going to be the first software 102 class.
Look, you can see every whisker.
Meaning that you must have taken and completed your assignments for Software 101, or you must be very comfortable with your PE Designer palette software. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that come with 15 years of working with Photo Stitch, some of the things where you can kind of trick the software.
So I was asking Michelle, I was like, how many colors did you use in this? Like, look at his
This has
skin
got-
tone.
That one's about 8 colors, I think. That's a sepia. So that was a custom thread chart that I built with sepia tones from the Isocord palette. And then I just saved that color chart. That is Photo Stitch 2, meaning it does, it's almost like a sketch. It's less like a tapestry and more just like a sketch.
And this was just, I was like, how many
Just
colors
black.
is that? And she was like, just black.
Just black. This is Photo Stitch 2 as well in color with just 4 colors.
And this was, you said it was like a screen or what did
It comes out like looking a little bit like a screen. If you can zoom in there really close, you'll see like a screening pattern. And it really is kind of fun. I did another one of those this morning. I haven't sewn it out yet. There's Mr. Tiger. I've done Mr. Tiger a lot. So one of the things that I like to point out in the photo stitch class is what kind of picture is suitable, because not everything will turn into stitches. My little motto with it is, it's crap in, crap out. A bad picture doesn't make a better photo stitch. So
Isn't that amazing? Guess how many stitches? We should do this. It'll be like jelly beans. Guess how many stitches this one is. Maybe we'll do that. And maybe that'll be our
This one is one of the samples in the software. This one was done using, I think, 12 colors in there.
And not only is it like recommendations on like what kind of pictures to use,
but also I'll be preparing a little packet of fabric swatches on what fabric is appropriate. Because this is not something you can do in a 4x4 hoop on quilters, cotton, or muslin. The fabric has to support the photo stitch. Each one of these photo stitches was done with the appropriate fabric and one layer of light tearaway or light fusible mesh. It's not, the stabilizer doesn't support it. The fabric does. So
pretty cool.
Anyway, the class will be 3 sessions, 3 2-hour sessions via Zoom. Yeah, this one's a good one. I've done that one like 3 or 4 times.
It's so cool.
I've given it, I ended up giving it away, I think the last time at an event I was at because the person was like in love with it, but I love doing it each time. Class will be 3 sessions of 2 hours each on Zoom. You will be provided pictures to start with. We'll all start with the same pictures so that you can understand how photo stitch works, what's a good picture and what isn't a good picture. And then on the last session, you'll be doing your own photos. So you'll be able to see how the program works, what editing you can do, what you can do in software, and what needs to be done to correct a picture before it goes into software. There's no correlation to pixels and stitches, so there's not really much you can do to edit a picture in the software. It needs to be done beforehand. So, but I didn't edit any of these. I just pulled them off the internet, and I have a bunch more I haven't stitched out yet. But I'm really excited about it because I love photo stitch. So I'm ready to put that on, probably on Mondays, beginning maybe in 2 weeks. So I'll get that on the schedule for that. And so I know a couple of times you guys have asked about a Saturday class. I am willing to do a Saturday session of the photo stitch class, but there has to be at least 10 people that sign up for it. So I'll put it on the schedule as a Saturday class. It'll be an early Saturday, like maybe 9 to 11 Pacific time, but I've got to have at least 10 people sign up. Otherwise, you can, usually catch it on the Facebook group afterwards.
Yeah.
So, and then the advanced quilt design software. Oh my God, I'm so excited with that. I was telling Jeannie, I have to sit on my hands. I was telling Jeannie I was up till like 2 a.m. last night, just playing with the different things you can do with the advanced quilt design. And what I'm most excited about is it can really be for anyone. It doesn't require a specific sewing machine. It's not embroidery software. It's not long arm quilting software. You can design your own blocks. You can import your fabric choices. I mean, it was just so much fun. You can have your scan and cut all your pieces for you. If you don't have a scan and cut, it gives you yardage requirements. You can, and templates you can use to cut, or it's just so cool for such a really easy to use program. I mean, once I got started, it was like, really, this is all you have to do? And I was really surprised. So hopefully,
I think you did like some kind of demo.
I did. I did a Technique Tuesday demo for the software, and I just sent it to Patrick last night. So for the advanced quilt design software. As far as the photo stitch software, Photo Stitch is a part of either PE Design or Palette 11. So you must already have that software. It's not sold as an individual software. That was a really great picture of you and Sage. That might make a good photo
That
sketch.
was a memory.
So, all right. I think I have a candy bag class in 1 minute, so I have to
It
go.
started at 2.
No, I think it started at. Does it start at 2? Let me see.
Yeah, 2 to 4.
All right, then I don't have it yet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I jumped the gun. All right,
So I worked on something.
what did you work on?
I worked on, and I'm like, I can't. Were you up until 2 last night?
I was.
I
That's
was up.
why I'm running on coffee and my hands are all over the place.
I was up until 2 on was it so when Patrick's away, and he'll tell you I make bad choices because he's the one who
like bad
always
choices. I love bad choices,
he
though.
always gets me to go to bed. He's like, it's time for bed. Let's go to bed. And he makes me go to bed. Otherwise, I'm like Michelle, and I like to stay up. And so the other night,
Oh yeah.
I stayed up. I couldn't stop watching. It was the docuseries on Andy Warhol.
Oh, I love Andy
And
Warhol.
I couldn't
He was
stop
so peculiar,
watching
wasn't he?
it. He was, but I just
what
and
a
I think
gifted. I mean, I think a lot of people that are gifted artistically like that are a little on the peculiar
yeah,
side.
yeah, and I think a lot of you can appreciate because a lot of you are like this. Somebody with like an artistic mind.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop watching him, and it was based on like his diaries and just his life and growing up as an artist and a gay man in New York City in the 50s, 60s, the 70s, the 80s. It brought back so many memories of
what
like
was
the
that?
80s.
What was the name of that hot nightclub? Club something.
Studio 54.
Studio 54. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
seen
and there
all
was
that.
footage from that,
Yeah.
and just some, just the art scene, and it was so good. I couldn't stop watching it, and then I was, of course, yesterday Patrick got home, and I was like, I made really bad choices last night.
So we
and I don't
probably
know-
shouldn't go anywhere together because then we
No,
both make really bad
it would
choices.
It would be horrible.
I'm like, okay, Jeannie, let's just stay up and sew all night long, really.
Yeah, we would be up until all hours making bad choices, and then we would be complete luggage the next day.
So I was talking to my friend Jennifer last night, and my bestie Jennifer's coming for the quilt show in June.
Can't
but,
wait.
But she's also staying an extra week. So I told John right now, I said, it's like, you've got to get used to it. Our hours when Jennifer and I are together, we get up somewhere around 9 or 10 and we sew till like 2 or 3. So
Doesn't that sound incredible?
So,
like, that's my kind of vacation. Like, that's what I want to do. So before I left, Michelle helped me with this. This is, and I wanted to have it all stitched out. I don't have it all stitched out, but this is something that I'm working on, that we worked on together. This is called Sweet Land of Liberty. And this is actually a stitchery pattern, so it's hand stitching. This
There's
is what
that
we
word
started
again.
with. We started with this, and Michelle scanned it into the scan and cut, turned it into a JPEG. Then we put it into IQ Design Center, and we turned it into this. And
I can't wait to see Violet colored it.
Violet colored it. I was like,
wow,
you're not
that
doing
looks
anything while we're in the
beautiful.
car, so I want you to color it. So, I pretty much left it as just straight line. The only thing I changed is I did change this into a blanket stitch right around the leaves, and then Violet colored it. So I'm going to take it from this and turn it into the pillow. So we'll go ahead and stitch that out as a pillow, and that'll be a class. And what we can do in the class is I colored it with...
Did you use the ink tints
no,
pencils?
I have these from my mixed media days. These are water-soluble pastels. And so I used this, and I was going to work a little bit with some water and a paintbrush to kind of blend it a little bit more. I think what we could do in the class, though, is we could work with maybe some of those line properties, and we could also work with some of the fills, and maybe we'll stitch out some of this, some of the fills on
That
this.
came out really good.
Yeah, it's going to look amazing.
I think so,
once I
too.
finish the piecing. I wish I was at home sewing right now instead of here, because there's so many
have
things that
company
I want to work
coming.
on.
We have John's cousins coming for a couple days, so I actually had to clean my room this morning. So do you know how hard that was for me? It's
I
I was in the middle of this creative.
Yeah, that's no fun. The
this
cleaning
fu-
part is
yeah.
no fun. I also worked on this because remember I promised you a serger project. So this was actually a combination of serging, and it was a combination of serging and sewing. And I finished it last night because I got to tell you, this pattern,
What a great way to use some of your.
I liked the overall concept, but it was not very well written. There was just a lot that was left for you to infer. You know, where you go, I know she knows what
probably help you
she
with that.
wants us to do, but, you know, just little things like sew this together. Well, am I supposed to sew it hot dog or hamburger? Like, am I supposed to sew it right side, wrong side? You know, and I just ended up putting it together. I took some liberties and I did some other
so
stuff.
cute though.
So I added the handle because it didn't
Always
have a
necessary.
handle, right? Because you want it to have a handle. It showed you how to. It told you where to put the little clasp, but then there was nothing for you to clasp it to. There was nothing in the pattern.
Oh, no D-ring, no nothing, huh?
Yeah.
This is a great idea,
There was
though.
nothing. So what I did was I used my belt looper tool, and that's a serger thing. So I used the belt looper tool, and I just put on 4 of those, so you can clip it anywhere depending on how much stuff you put in it.
Great idea, Jeannie.
And then it's just this great little zip pocket organizer.
Oh, and that foam in there. Foam makes all
And
the
it has
difference now.
foam in it. It
I
has
love
foam
foam.
in it. So
Yeah.
the different things that I did with this is I did put the zipper in with a 3-thread overlock. We did the top stitching on the sewing machine. I put the binding on with a 4-thread overlock. That was rolled edge. So if you see this decorative stitch right here, this is actually rolled edge. And I've never done it before, but it was rolled edge on top of rolled edge, which made it look really puffy, and it made it look more like piping than anything else, which I thought
Which
was
is
really,
nice.
really cool.
I love piping. Piping's like that's my goal, to put piping on just about everything
Yeah,
this
isn't
year.
that I mean, it came out beautifully. I was like, I really, really like that. The other thing that I did on it was just the chain stitch for some decorative stitching, and I had some great thread in my stash that was too thick to go through the needle, but was perfect going through the looper, and yeah. So this will be a class,
and vinyl. I love all
and
the
the vinyl. I mean,
Did you use your little piece of paper underneath it to make it slide?
I didn't use my piece of paper. Yeah, I just, you know why? Because you have 2 sets of feed dogs on your serger, so it feeds.
It did feed.
So you don't have to worry about it slipping, like sticking. And then I used a Teflon foot later on my sewing machine for the rest of this stuff. And I love the pockets. Some of them are like, you know, bigger, so you can put
they're like have a they're a fold.
Yeah,
that they
and
get.
and the
Wow, that's a great
instructions
idea.
were really, really
Vague.
really, really vague. Where I was like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do next. It was like it didn't explain it, and I almost went to I found the author of the pattern on Facebook, and I was like, I'm gonna just send her a quick message, and then I looked at it, and I was like, I'm just gonna make it up and just kind of put it all together.
No YouTube tutorial, huh?
There was no YouTube. I couldn't find any information on this pattern. So this pattern, I mean,
you did a
it's going to
fabulous
be,
job. I love it.
It's
It's
going to be a good
wonderful.
one. Yeah, it was really fun. And I was like,
Oh.
I'm channeling my inner bag lady
Ooh.
pattern, and I was able to use some stuff for my stash. And then I was showing it to the girls in the spring shower class, and I looked at it. I was like, oh my God! And Anna goes, that's why you never use birds. I put my birds are upside down. Look at them. They're right side up here.
Don't tell.
I looked at it and I was like, oh, because I looked at when I was starting to cut it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to remember that. So I put the fabric, so I sew it together that way so it's not upside down.
Yep. Anything that rolls or folds.
And then when I was rolls or folds,
Folds has to be non-directional.
See, these are the things that I don't think about. And then I put it all together, and I was looking at it as I was showing the ladies, and I looked at it and went, oh my God, I totally did it upside down. So, but it's still kind of cute, isn't it?
It's very cute.
Yeah, like I said, 3-thread overlock. It does use chain stitch, and it does use cover stitch. And if you don't have those features on your machine, you can still just do those things on your sewing machine. It's not going to be as like the chain stitch is, it's doubled over, so it's thicker and it's hardier and it just makes more of a statement, but you can still do it on the sewing machine. So I just finished that. I will work on the supply list and I will come up with a date, but I'm thinking about just maybe in like 3 weeks, because there's some fabric that I'm ordering that I want to kit out. That would be a good one for a kit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so you don't have to get all that stuff. Was there anything else?
Yeah, no, I'm anxious to see or have some feedback on how many of you think you would enjoy the advanced quilt design
So do you
software.
want them,
So if
do
you
you
want
want
a
them to
class,
shoot you a note?
yeah, let me know if it's something that you would entertain after watching the YouTube, or not YouTube, the Technique Tuesday that I guess he does put it on YouTube, that I did on it. And just let me know, because I will expand on it if you think it's something that you can see in your repertoire. I gotta tell you, it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna make my sample. I did a sample for the demo, but I gotta make it still.
I couldn't find the left foot on your site. I think they're both there. If you just type in bi-level, just type in, yeah, because I'm looking at it right now. If you type in bi-level, they both come up. And just type in
Level.
BI-level, and they'll both come up. Or you can just type in left or right.
Yeah, don't tell.
Foot right, foot left, and they should come up under those as well.
See, like, don't tell. Just don't tell.
I know, I
always
can't,
tell 'em.
you know.
I always tell them, don't tell. Just say thank you.
I always tell.
Don't tell.
I can't help myself. Maybe because I'm like so picky that I'm so critical on that.
Oh,
thank you very much, Heather Mundy.
Thanks, Secretary Mundy.
So as far as classes that are going on, we were supposed to do Luminaire Solaris Upgrade Class 1. I think we're going to have to move that. So I will reach out to the people that are in it. There is an embroidery class, a 1700 embroidery class. And that's going to be like the Flourish or the 1600, or what's the new name? The Flare. And that's going to be tomorrow afternoon if you've never taken that class. There is the rotary blade class.
We're making the cute little cactus pin cushions. They're so cute.
That class,
it's such a fun class.
That class is going to be on Thursday morning from 10 to noon. If you haven't picked up your kit yet, you need to come pick up your kit for that. And then there is a Solaris Luminaire embroidery class on Thursday afternoon. On Friday morning, there is a BQ 3150 class that is going to be equivalent to the crescendo, or I still get those confused, the chorus and the ballad. I think it's the chorus.
Chorus and ballad,
Is it the chorus?
Yeah.
Yeah, chorus, ballad, either of those would actually work in there. Chorus, ballad, aria, 2400, 2450, 3100, 3150. That's going to be on Friday morning if you've never taken that class yet.
Also, Stellaire and Altair and the sewing part, isn't it the same?
I wouldn't mix them in just because the screen.
Screen's different. Okay. All
yeah,
right.
I would just leave it with those. And then on Friday afternoon is a Stellaire embroidery class. With the Stellaire embroidery, we can mix in the Meridian, the XJ1, the XE1, and the Altair.
Great.
You can mix in all of those. Next week, I'll be doing spring showers. Week 2, I'll be working. I didn't finish my homework, so we worked so hard yesterday. I was like, ladies, no break. And then I gave them a 5-minute break. But then I was like, we got to go faster.
You have to let them go potty.
We got 5 minutes. I was like, if there's a lot of stitching, 6 minutes of stitching, go to the potty right now. So I'll be working on that in the next couple of days, and all the blocks we haven't done, I'll be filming those and posting those.
Any rotary blade news yet?
The rotary blade news is there is no rotary blade news. I think we need to start off each day. Every day I look for shipping confirmation. I had 2 boxes from Brother that I ripped open, and there was no rotary blade in there. So rotary blades.
We need to remind them, though, that they should buy it and get on the supply list, so that as the supply comes in, you've got one coming.
Yeah.
Because it's that, if you're just going to sit and wait until they all start coming in, there's going to be like 100 people before you.
Maybe they'll all show up all at once. I mean, I haven't gotten any since February, the first week of February.
Yeah.
First week of February, I got 12 of them, and then I have not gotten any since. So
Okay,
yes,
good deal,
the
Marlene.
news is there is no news. Next week is going to be next Wednesday, the second of the Easter candy bag classes. I actually bought candies.
Yay.
Candy, so that I could have those bags so I could make them.
I was prepping for the candy bag class last night, and I brought out some of my old candy bags, like their Oreo cookie bags. One of the things I love about the patterns that we're using is they're so flexible. You don't have to do them the size that we're going to do them in class. So I prepped 2 so that you could see different sizes, and literally I'm just going to wing it. I mean, it's really that simple. I'm going to decide how I need to make the corners as I sew the bag. So we will. You're not limited to just that size. And I'm thinking that I'm going to put all my Wonder clips in one.
Oh yeah, it'll be so cute. Next week, okay, the table topper. So this is going to be a sew along, and you know I do sew alongs. The sew alongs that I'm doing, that's because I haven't done it yet. So I do it as a sew along because I go,
because then you don't have to do it ahead.
And I don't charge for them because I go, you're not really getting.
Oh, I had one.
You're not getting the instructions.
I had one video I put up that said, okay, live video with all Michelle's mistakes.
Oh, man.
I owned up to it.
Because we make mistakes.
We
I
do.
mean, yesterday in the, I was rushing, haste makes waste. And I started doing some quilt stitching, and I didn't change my color. But this is what I'm talking
Very
about.
cute.
And it's not all. I'll work in the next 2 days to get that on the calendar so you can sign up for it. But the table topper sew along, because I will do as a Zoom. The only thing that you do need to get for this sew along, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna start stitching. We'll do some of the houses, some of the trees. We'll work on this, and you're going to do all the piecing on your own. And then we will do the quilting. We'll go ahead and do the quilting together, and that'll probably be the following week. But this is going to be next week on the 31st. It's not on the calendar yet because I haven't sent Christine any of the information, the supply list or anything. So you do need to either get a kit. So we have kits here in the store, and I think they're on the website. So you need to get a kit so you have your fabric to do the sew along, or else you can cut it yourself. I don't care if you get the kit from us or not. If you get it, great. Makes it easier for you because all the fabric is there. You do have to go in there and cut your pieces down to size they're not cut for you. Or else you can just go in here. There's instructions in here, and it tells you what to cut. So everything is all right here on page 2, and it tells you the dimensions and the number of pieces that you need to cut. This is going to be next Thursday, morning of the 31st. And then there is an accessory class. The accessory class is going to be Friday the 1st from 1 to 4. And, Frosty Goes to Town. I will be sending you the cut files for that. Frosty Goes to Town is going to be happening on the 2nd. And that, too, is a sew-along that Michelle Burritt has been doing. And I think that's it. Let's just go from there.
All right.
Let's get to work, guys. Have a great day. Be creative. Make something incredible.
Get inspired.
And we will see you tomorrow. Congratulations to Shelly.